Welcome to our session, Productivity Superpowered by VR. Today we're going to talk to you about how people are using VR to get things done and the platform tools that we're building to make that experience even stronger. My name is Virtuous and I'm a product manager here at Facebook Reality Labs. I work on app discovery and distribution for enterprise and productivity apps. Now, the first time that I had a meeting in VR was about 3.5 years ago when I started here. It was a one-on-one with a developer that was all the way across the world. It was really a huge paradigm shift for me to meet virtually. Just last month, I met with 20 people at a time. So it's really great to see how far the technology has come.
Hey folks, my name is Kimberly Unger, and I'm the content sourcing lead for applications on the Quest. These days, I get to spend at least a few hours in one productivity app or another. And in fact, I just edited an entire sci-fi novel in headset, and I'm totally sold on the fact that there is no better way to stay focused. If you've ever played a game in VR, you know that it can feel like you have superpowers. Physics can't hold you back. You can move entire worlds with your hands. You can run up walls, fly around, teleport through space, and even travel back in time. In a game, these virtual skills are a heck of a lot of fun, but VR offers some other types of superpowers. It can help you be super productive. Sorry, the pun was just a gift. I had to take it. When we thought back on why VR is so powerful for work, we landed on this list of the most noticeable superpowers. Imagine a world with as many screens as you want. The unlimited workspace of VR gives you that. What if you're the kind of person who learns better by doing rather than watching? Kinesthetic learning and experiential memory is your friend. Something as technical as spatialized audio can be the difference between hearing someone and feeling as if they're standing right next to you. These are all unique VR qualities that are helping people get things done in a new and better way. We want to show you a few apps that really make some of these superpowers shine.
Now listen, in the real world, sticky notes fall down, whiteboards get erased, and there's always that one coworker who's walking away with your favorite pens. Do you ever just wish that you could keep your stuff in place right where you need it? Well, welcome to the virtual world where your things are not going anywhere. Persistent content is a key aspect to our virtual working space, and it can make a huge difference for productivity. In a collaboration app like Spatial, you can see why this is powerful. I can wallpaper a virtual meeting room with the right content, key documents, someone phoning in, 3D models, and all of our notes and screens in place. Since there's infinite space, you can actually create a meeting room like this for every single recurring meeting that you have. That means the moment you step inside, you're surrounded by what you need to get back into the right state of mind. Persistent content also means saving time. There's minimal setup and minimal takedown. The information is where you left it, and it will be there next week. When you apply that superpower to an industry-focused app like Resolve from Insight VR, it really pays off. Teams are streamlining design reviews between important stakeholders. So for example, an architect, a building manager, a construction lead. Rachel and Mike, in this example, might be worlds apart and can't actually look at the same object, but virtually they can discuss it and manipulate it and anchor notes to it. When it comes to productivity, remember that what happens in VR doesn't need to stay in VR. In Resolve, you can tie a voice note or a measurement to your model and sync that information right to the rest of your design software suite. Part of saving you time is allowing the metadata to travel with you from within VR to your 2D workflow. Whatever notes and markups you made virtually will be there to greet you next time you come in. It's not just about data and it's not just about content. Many of my favorite VR meetings are because I communicate and understand my colleagues better when we're sharing a similar space. Now, we've all reviewed documents together online, but it's really just kind of following each other around on a screen. It's not really that fun. And we've chatted over VC, but the entire time you're trying not to interrupt each other. So what if each person could actually share a similar space? Instead of being each in our own worlds, we could share a context. Can that help us understand each other better?
It turns out it does. It takes a village to build a product. Iris VR puts entire teams of architects, designers, electrical engineers, plumbing specialists, and building managers into a simulation of the actual building they're working on bringing into the real world. This gives them the chance to collaborate in context, inside the building before it even exists. One person can lead the review and tour the team around a previs version. It allows them to see the hallway, make notes about what needs to be changed, and land on a decision together. Nobody gets left out of the loop. You can spot potential errors before they happen, before you have the wrong size pipes installed or a banister that gets 6 inches below code. This kind of contextual awareness helps keep these multi-billion-dollar projects moving forward. And in all kinds of decision-making, context is king. This superpower isn't limited to skyscrapers and submarines. This is just as effective when applied to more general meetings. Teams can meet together in a persistent space and develop their concepts from the ground up, keeping each team member in the discussion in real time. Bright ideas won't fall by the wayside because an email got missed or a note got resolved just a little too quickly. This example here, Arthur is launching with larger locations and spatial audio built in. What this means is you can break your teams up into smaller workrooms, all within the same location. By eliminating the need for separate breakout rooms, they've removed the likelihood that a key player gets dropped from a call or follows the wrong web link. Thank you. Contextual collaboration is better collaboration for people who are on opposite sides of the planet. And no matter what side of the planet we're on, we all have elements in our environment that make us feel at home. In VR, even in a group meeting, you can maintain your sense of personal space and customize your whole world so that it's unique to you and only you can see it. I don't know about you guys, but having all my research at my fingertips is essential to being able to contribute in a meaningful fashion. But fiddling with white papers and doodling on notepads is often a distraction to everyone else in the room and my 4th grade science teacher. Sorry. This superpower lets you keep your entire personalized workspace private, all without disrupting the meeting. And personalizing your space, as we all know, is more than just setting the wallpaper on your monitor, right? We've all done the desktop setup drill. Raise the desk, lower the desk. To get a really comfortable space, you figure out how far away you want your monitor, how high off the ground you want your desktop to be. Are you standing? Are you sitting? Maybe you've got one of those teeny-weeny exercise machines under the desk that you can just prop your feet up on. An app like Virtual Desktop gives you the freedom to build a truly comfortable space for work. Rather than having 2 or 3 or 4 screens, you have the option to simply make one screen as large as you need it to be, and you can arrange all your windows inside that to improve your workflow. You can change the environment around you to be completely distraction-free or full of interesting things. Keep all your reference material at your fingertips, or just float there in the void with nothing between you and your work. And we're not restricted to working on a 2D screen in a 3D space. As any creative will tell you, pinboards and reference images, inspirational objects, textures, all of these things can help inform the design process. It's a method you use to convey the feeling of an idea before the idea itself is ready for prime time. If a blank canvas really isn't your thing, 3D creative tools like Gravity Sketch are designed to let you alter the whole world around you. It gives you a place where your inspiration is front and center. If I were designing footwear, I would have wall-to-wall pictures of shoes and 3D models all around me. I'd be building the virtual design studio of my dreams.
I don't know. If I were creating a virtual space, I would actually want to design a complete nirvana. Very minimalist, full of energy and color, just me in a nice blue space or a nice purple space or a yellow space, just lots of energy. All I know is I would want my design to be the main thing that I look at. No distractions, just me and my creativity.
Productive workspaces look very, very different, Isabel. And that's exactly the point. In VR, you can design the workspace that fits you the best. And these things that we've outlined are just a couple of the superpowers that we've experienced ourselves working in VR. But this category is still really young, and we discover new superpowers all the time. Developers are doing an incredible job harnessing these VR superpowers, and creating apps that can reinvent how people get things done.
It's really incredible to see. In the past year, we've gotten to try out all sorts of VR apps that reimagine how people will get things done when we're not just staring at a screen right in front of us. Some apps are made specifically for companies or for certain jobs. They enable us with virtual tools that help people work faster, better, and show real results. And we've also seen apps that bring that user value to a more general consumer. They're available for prosumers who already have VR and are looking to use it beyond gaming and beyond entertainment. Now, these two types of apps, they're not so separate. As a platform, we think of them working together almost like two gears. As they start to move, they help each other gain traction. While we hear from some enterprise customers that they tried out VR for the first time through the Oculus Store, we also hear about employees that got to love VR because they tried it through their jobs. What we're starting to see is the beginnings of a virtuous cycle. This is what a healthy app ecosystem looks like. You have high-quality apps available, which users discover and buy. And as developers create revenue, they can build their teams out, reinvest, and start offering more apps with great features. That grows their business and gives people more to discover, and so on. So when we say a virtuous cycle, what we mean is that there's a similar opportunity brewing, where CIOs, employees, and power users bring awareness of how VR can help people work, design, learn. In consumer, a company might even pilot a handful of headsets to see if they find it useful. And when they do, there's a new audience and a new opportunity ready to be catered to, as long as the right enterprise features are available, of course. Whether it's right for your business, that's really up to you. But when this virtuous cycle works, developer opportunity expands. In the next year, we're working on ways to make these gears work together more seamlessly, so that whether you're selling to consumer, to prosumer, to enterprise, or a mix of all of those, you can find the tools that you need.
And we're just starting to build the foundation for each of these pieces of the cycle. So you're getting a ground floor preview of our thinking. Let's take a beat to check out where our consumer and enterprise offerings stand right now. And then we're going to introduce you to how the future is going to build on top of that. Let me frame up the current state of sourcing for the consumer Quest store. The Quest continues to be a curated experience with the end goal to build a healthy VR ecosystem for developers and consumers alike. Starting in H1 of 2020, we began actively engaging with top quality productivity applications. Now, productivity on the Quest continues to hold the same high standard as the rest of our verticals, and we expect these first applications to help set that bar. So let's talk a little bit about what might make your application perfect for the Oculus Store, which is our consumer-facing piece of the platform. Consumer productivity apps are pointed squarely at the more casual user. The freelancer, the small business cases, where billing is taken care of by a hand-typed invoice rather than a purchase order. These cases are no less important in the business sense than enterprise scale applications, but they involve 1, 2, 5 people at a company. This means a much more approachable pricing plan, considerate but automated onboarding, a short time to magic and ease of use, joy in your interactivity, and engaging visual environments. They need a professional feel, maybe a little more like personal branding, and they often don't require an exhaustive set of features. In every case, however, I'm looking to see how VR makes this application the best possible version of itself. Audience size and fit are going to make a difference as well. We're looking for apps with broader appeal, apps that lots of users in all kinds of industries are going to want to try their hand at. On the Quest, we already have tightly focused products like Virtual Desktop and Gravity Sketch, both of which you could describe as a niche. But their use and their usability runs across a wide range of business cases. A highly specialized tool that is, say, designed to estimate the number of locusts that can be found in the Pacific Northwest on a Tuesday may be beautifully designed and even fun to use, but its focus and its audience are so tightly targeted that it's going to be best delivered directly to a select set of specialists. It's not going to be a fit for the Quest store. But if this kind of scenario better fits the app that you've designed, stay tuned. We've got a solution for you coming up. Once we have this first cohort of productivity apps settled on the store, the plan is to expand into other areas of productivity as they surface. And we don't have a bead on what all of those are just yet, so don't self-select just because you don't see similar apps in the ecosystem. We've just introduced the ability to tag your pitches that get submitted to our concept portal as applications, which means they're going to get right in front of my team for review. I can't wait to see what you guys have for me.
And while the Quest continues to be a great platform for consumers, it's also become a great platform for businesses with the Oculus for Business solution. This new platform places companies and company administrators at the helm. That means you have professional device management capabilities, you have enterprise-grade distribution networks and enterprise warranty and support. It also means that it's built on top of Workplace to offer a trusted solution for companies, no matter their size. Oculus for Business allows enterprises to take the next step and adopt VR, knowing that it can scale. This also opened up the opportunity for us to connect more directly with developers making great applications for enterprises. We launched a program made just for independent software vendors, or ISVs. This program is made for any VR developer that caters to or hopes to cater to enterprises. Whether your app is customized just for one company, or if it's off the shelf to deliver service to an entire use case, the program helps us directly learn about your business and enable the right tools for you. In just a year, we now have over 600 qualified ISVs. It's been a real joy to get to know many of you and learn about what you do and where we can help. Early on, we identified two main questions that are always top of mind for ISVs. One is, how can companies find me and learn more about what I do? And two is, how can I make it easy for them to get my software? Well, I'm excited to tell you about the ISV directory launching today, which answers that first question. This resource is a first step in helping companies find out what you do. It's an entire catalog that quickly provides potential customers with all of the right information they need, such as a description of your business, your location, what industry you specialize in, and of course, how to reach you. If you're an Oculus developer in the ISV program, you will have the opportunity to be listed in the ISV directory. We hope this is not only an opportunity for your business, actually, but also a really great resource for any company that is hoping or at least thinking about VR adoption. Now they have one place to look at to understand just how many great apps and developers can help make their VR deployment successful. And once that connection with a customer is established, you need to work hand in hand to deliver your app and any bug fixes or any app updates. For developers, it's important to be able to offer direct and private distribution. And for companies, it's important to know that they have the full management capabilities over their deployments. So today, I'm excited to show you the first sneak peek into something called business channels, which are launching later this year. We've designed this process for both the needs of developers and company administrators. The handoff should work seamlessly. In the developer dashboard, an Oculus developer that's part of the ISV program will see a new type of channel for Quest apps that's called a business channel. You will get from your customer a device manager ID. And this way you can invite them to see your app listing, including your app name, description, logo, and any other pertinent information you put in the dashboard. Once you send this over, an administrator of Oculus for Business will be able to see it right here in their device manager in a brand new section called App Invites. By adding it to their library, they now have the ability to deploy it directly to any one headset or a group of headsets. They'll also be able to turn off auto updates if they need to be able to control that. Of course, to help you understand and serve your customers, you'll be able to see that information reflected in the Oculus developer dashboard for each app. And that's it. It's as simple as that. Make sure you've applied to the ISV program to get access to these features and be able to provide feedback and requests for how you want to see our platform evolve. Now that we've had the chance to tell you about the foundational features that we have available today, we also want to give you a peek behind the curtain. Looking ahead, we're building a number of tools to help you push forward with your business, especially when it comes to improving the in-headset experience, implementing the right business model, and distributing your app. Let's start with the app experience and what the user sees. Having a virtual world can give you superpowers like unlimited workspace and immersive focus. But sometimes when you're working, you just want to be able to see your coffee cup. I know I do. In the keynote, you saw an amazing concept to unlock apps for work, and we're working on ways to extend this to you to help you build an app that offers your users just the right dose of reality that they need for each job. While we're not announcing any developer tools today, I can share some high-level thinking with you about the principles that we're setting behind this. We're designing this tech with user privacy in mind. Since it's built on Oculus Insight, it would follow our existing pass-through data practices. So camera images are private to the users and would not be shared with developers, just like how Facebook doesn't collect and store them. 3D maps are stored locally on the headset for Quest and Quest 2. And again, developers wouldn't have access to that. We intend, though, to give you the ability to control just how this reality is rendered. That means that you can choose exactly when, exactly where, and exactly how your app renders the pass-through for users. If you're wondering what that might look like, here's a very early prototype that we created with a developer called Spatial. You saw earlier in the presentation what their VR application looks like, and this is what it looks like when you have this turned on. Now, this scene looks familiar. We're all working from home right now. The developers get to select exactly how much reality and how much virtual world to show. So for Spatial, this means, Jinha can say hi to his puppy Lily when she comes up to say hi, even while continuing a very important meeting. Developer feedback is super important as we think about the parts of the product that will make a difference to you. We're really excited by the potential here and hope to continue experimenting with more developers soon.
Being able to see the real world from inside VR is amazing. But let's not forget that one of the superpowers of VR is to present a professional appearance even when you're still wearing your pajama pants. For productivity apps coming to the Oculus Store, we're bringing Avatar SDK 2.0 to our developers early next year. This is going to give you a modular, out-of-the-box system that includes a new visual style and hundreds of options for customization to allow you to build out your avatar as professionally or as unprofessionally as you need it to be. And if the look and feel of our assets just doesn't fit the feel of your productivity app, the Avatar 2.0 SDK is designed in a way that allows you to select only the components you need. You can work with the animation rigging. You can work with any range of tools to superpower the avatars that you already have. Now, combined with this, or following shortly on this, we're going to be bringing out the ability to offer subscriptions as part of our monetization options for you, for your app. Different types of applications thrive with different business models, and productivity is no different. So on launch, we plan to have monthly recurring subscriptions and the ability to include a free trial for your users. But we anticipate that the subscription service is going to continue to evolve and expand to include other options over time. Users will be able to sign up through the app purchase flow, which is going to dramatically reduce friction and allow these transactions to take place completely in headset. Users don't need to move to an alternate computer or pull out their mobile device in order to buy their subscription. So while we're busy making these improvements to the way you can help do business in VR, we know that sometimes your distribution needs fall somewhere in between the curation of the Quest Store and the scale and security of an enterprise offering. For that, we're working to launch an alternate store channel for you to distribute your apps as you need to be. The policies for placing an app on this new consumer channel will be more flexible than for the Quest Store. We will not require that your app go through our concept approval process, which means it can absolutely be a tool for specialized use cases rather than general audience. It could be an MVP that really needs some user feedback to make it shine, or it could simply be directed at a limited time frame, like a conference training tool or a transmedia event for the launch of a new product. Unlike our existing alpha and beta channels, you'll be able to use our built-in monetization tools to charge for the use of these apps, or you can make them completely free if it's appropriate. There will be higher install limits, and it's going to make it easier for you to upload updates and manage your users. Most importantly, discovery will be entirely under your control. Your app will have its own unique URL, and it will not be organically surfaced alongside competing apps. This means that you can send your app directly to a user through email, through social media. You can include it in your marketing to bring a targeted audience right to your door. These apps will install on a consumer headset the same way any other app available on the store does, and they'll stay available in your user's personal library. If you're developing an application for consumers, for B2B2C, or small business pilots that don't require enterprise-grade features, these new channels are going to be a great option for distribution.
The apps that we're seeing are starting to create something really special. Whether you're making industry-specific tools for enterprise or general use prosumer apps, or a little bit of both, we see these gears starting to turn for developers and for users. We're so excited to see more of your work. Until next time, catch you in VR.